All right, so thanks for being here. We know that your lives are busy and we appreciate you taking the time to be here. Again, sorry for the delayed entry. Uh, this session will be recorded so that we can actually allow others to see the video for those that registered and could participate. My name is Jay Franklin. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm the Associate Director of New Student Family Programs. I've been at Cal State San Marcos. I like to say I grew up on campus, but I've been there since the mid 2000s. I got my undergrad in human development, continued on with my master's degree in education. I literally watched the campus grow into the wonderful institution that it is. I did leave for a little bit and worked for a for-profit institution, but was recruited to come back to Cal State San Marcos in 2009, and I've been here ever since. I spent a large chunk of my professional life in extended learning, the self-support unit and revenue generating division of the university. So this evening's topic is going to be leadership programs, and then we'll go into student government. I'm going to turn this over to our guest speakers. So Michaela, take it away.
Thanks so much, Jay. Hi, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night. My name is Michaela Hall, and I am our coordinator of leadership programs for our Student Leadership and Involvement Center here at Cal State San Marcos. And so to give you a little bit of a preview, I just joined the Cal State San Marcos family this past August, and I'm really excited to be here and be able to share a little bit about kind of leadership programs as well as our student offerings for student leadership on campus. So we'll get started. So to give a little bit of an overview of our center, so we are the Student Leadership and Involvement Center on campus. We really aim to develop students' capacity to lead and initiate positive social change. So we do this through some inclusive programming, a lot of student organizations, fraternity sorority life, leadership programs, and we really try and engage students in leadership and co-curricular opportunities that foster the Took experience. To give a little bit also of a preview of Tukwut experience, you'll probably hear about this throughout your experience learning about Cal State San Marcos. But one of the biggest things that our center does to help kind of foster Tukwut experience, which is the Licinio word for cougar, is providing some late night and evening programs. So our office helps alongside that. And so you'll hear about a little bit of that tonight. So the Student Leadership and Involvement Center, also known as SLIC on campus, we really aim to have all students thrive by finding their community through leadership experiences. So we do this through our fraternity and sorority life on campus, leadership programs, as well as student organizations. We have over 130 student organizations, which also encompasses our fraternity and sorority life on campus. So a lot of options for students to get involved and get to kind of find their niche in their community on campus. So this could be from like academic student organizations. We have our fraternity and sorority life organizations, as well as just social interest organizations on campus. And then also as well, those leadership programs. So our SLIC staff, we have 4 of us that are within our office. And so we are 4 professional staff that just kind of help provide a little bit of info and provide help engage on those programs that I kind of talked about previously. So leadership programs here at Cal State San Marcos. So to give you a little bit of a preface, we are still rebuilding our leadership programs just a little bit. Throughout COVID, we've noticed that our students are kind of needing some different changes and different support measures in their journey. And so we are kind of revamping and looking at what is leadership programs at Cal State San Marcos look like and how can we better fit the needs of our students that are coming in, especially because we have a lot of students that are coming from different backgrounds and different experiences here on campus, and really are wanting to also come in at different leadership levels. So we have our students that maybe have engaged in leadership before and have those experiences where they're like, hey, I'm a leader on campus. I want to get involved. Let me go to student government, or let me get it, become president of a student org on campus. And then we also have some students that maybe come on and they're like, I don't know if I'm a leader actually. Or I'm maybe not confident yet in my leadership ability. So we really have a big range of students on campus. And so our department really tries to make sure that no matter where you're at within that process, that you as a student are able to kind of come in and really find your niche and be able to also continue to build those skill sets. So wherever you're at, whether you're brand new to leadership and you want to just learn what's your leadership style and what does leadership mean to you, or maybe you're kind of more advanced in leadership and you're like, hey, I've got this, I already kind of know a little bit about leadership, but continuing to build on those skill sets during your time at Cal State San Marcos. So our leadership program is founded on 5 core values, which I think are important to kind of recognize that there's lots of leadership theories out there that you may or may not be familiar with that kind of help lead a lot of leadership programs at different universities. But one thing that we really like to do is utilize these core values. So all of our students that will go and engage through leadership programs, they will kind of come out with these 5 core values and 5 things that they can kind of build on throughout their time at Cal State San Marcos. So our first one is communication, and then they're able to build into collaboration. They get a little bit more knowledge on self-awareness, so learning about themselves before they go out into like post-college life. They get a little bit social responsibility. So how are they impacting our community on campus, also off campus within North County, San Diego, and then personal growth. So they're learning a little bit more about themselves as well, again, and really being able to kind of build all 5 of these core values together to hopefully at the end of their post-college life be able to go into their future career with some knowledge about how they show up in their career. So all of these are really focused on that interpersonal growth, identity development within themselves, and then the intrapersonal growth. So themselves as well as how they work with others. So again, through all of our programs, our students are going to be able to kind of come out through all 5 of these core values and kind of know a little bit more about themselves as well as how they work with others. And so those core values are really big for and impact what we do within our leadership program. So we have kind of 4 different sectors within our leadership program. We have retreats, which are half day or full day or weekend retreats that students can participate in. These look like outdoor retreats where it's like an overnight camping retreat. We are also looking into possibly like a housing retreat, which could be cool. So different retreats that kind of get to pop up. And then we have semester-long programs, which is an 8-week leadership course that's connected to our peer mentorship program. So in this semester-long program, students can kind of go through an 8-week course where they get to learn more about themselves and also different leadership theories, as well as participate still in those retreats and service and workshops throughout that time. And there's 2 different tracks within that. So students are able to engage depending on where they feel they are coming in as a leader again, whether they're brand new to leadership or maybe they've engaged in some leadership before, they can kind of choose which track feels right for them. And then our 3rd sector kind of leadership programs is our workshop series. So these are 15-minute workshops covering a variety of leadership topics, especially on those core values. So we've got communication, we've got navigating conflict, emotional intelligence, developing teams. So some good workshop series where you can kind of learn a little bit more about yourself, as well as working with others. And so they're all kind of built on those core values though. And then lastly is service. So we really do believe that service learning is a really important part of learning about yourself as a leader, as well as being able to kind of build that social responsibility piece back into how you're going to impact your communities in the future. So we have some service learning opportunities as well where you can connect and serve with Cal State San Marcos as well as the San Marcos community and surrounding North County areas. So this may look like going into the community for a half-day service project. Maybe we're going into Oceanside or we're in San Marcos. But it can look like a variety of things in that way. And they're group service projects. You're able to go out with different individuals and be able to kind of serve with a group of individuals all from Cal State San Marcos. So again, leaders on campus, these come in all different facets. There's so many opportunities to be leaders on campus, whether in your student gov, maybe you're a resident advisor on campus, maybe you're an orientation team. But there's so many different ways of how to become a leader. And so it's a really great opportunity for students to be able to engage and kind of just learn a little bit more about themselves and kind of develop those soft skills that you get to bring into your future career and future life. So anyone on campus is able to engage in leadership programs. There's no specific requirement for it. And so you're able to come and be able to join in. Some of our programs do have some limits on just how many people can engage at a time, but they are offered every semester. So you're able to come in and have options throughout your time at Cal State San Marcos. And again, you're kind of learning about a variety of topics. So again, those conflict management, communication, emotional intelligence, team dynamics are all ideas of projects that you may kind of engage in. And then these are just some of our fun programs as well that I haven't mentioned. We have done programs in the past where we had Chanel Watkins, who is our assistant director for our Black Student Center, present on Lead Like Beyonce, which was great. She talked a little bit about leading like passion, like Beyonce, as you channel your inner diva, which was amazing. And she's coming back this semester to do that as well. We also have Leadership and Lattes, which is a program where you get to watch either like some TED Talks and engage with some bagels and coffee and be able to come in and just kind of watch it and then be able to kind of discuss it. Maybe it's a hot topic in leadership or a conversation which we think is really important. And then another one is Appreciation Languages 101 with one of our student assistants within our department, Alayla, and she puts on how can you transfer love languages to your work life. So it's a great, really applicable way. A lot of people know about love languages and being able to how you can transfer those into something that's a pretty big part of your life, which is your work life. So some great programs that we just wanted to highlight as well. So why get involved? I think that's probably the biggest question is like a lot of times when you're doing schooling, it can be pretty difficult to figure out like, okay, how long do I have? I need to get work done. I need to get all this classes done and all these things. But I think one thing that we really want to highlight is that extracurriculars are really important to be involved in. And I know when I look back at my own personal journey going through college, I remember a lot of my extracurriculars as being really formative and foundational for how I began to learn. So just some three quick facts is that we have found that alumni who are involved rate their time at Cal State San Marcos as some of the best years of their life. Students involved in at least one co-curricular activity a week are more likely to land a job within 6 months of graduation. And then involved students are retained at higher graduation rates and often perform better academically than students who are not involved. So 3 really great facts that really show that, yes, academics are really great, and that is what we are here at college for. But we also want to have another piece of it, and getting involved is a really great way to kind of build another piece of your academic journey and your higher ed journey overall. So how to get involved? Any student is able to attend any leadership programs on campus. Like I mentioned, best way to learn about a lot of our programs is on our Student Leadership and Involvement Center website, or you can visit our office. We are located in the University Student Union at 3600. So we are right there. You can come in anytime and come learn about it, or our website has a bunch of great options as well. And then that's our website. So it is still being a little bit updated, I will say. So take a peek throughout the semester and throughout next year, and you'll see more programs pop up. And if there's ever any questions, you can always contact us, or all of our emails are located on that website. And that's it. I hope that you learned a little bit more about leadership programs and hopefully are a little bit excited to get your students involved.
Thank you, Michaela. Let me pivot to Karina. Give me a second. Close this guy and open my next one. Karina, the floor is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Karina. I am a student at Cal State San Marcos. This is my third year here at Cal State San Marcos. I am the current ASI Chair and Chief of Staff. ASI standing for Associate Students Incorporated. Jay, I don't know if it's just my screen, but I don't think my slides are up.
One moment. Sorry about that.
Okay,
How about now?
okay, there we go.
Perfect. Sorry
You are
about
on
that.
slide 2 though. There we go.
Go slide 2.
That's
Next,
fine, yeah.
Let's go here.
You can start off at slide 2, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Just starting off kind of again. Hi everyone, my name is Karina. I am a third year at Cal State San Marcos. My major is criminal justice, so I'm in the CHAPS community. So if you know that any of your students are going to end up in the CHAPS college, that's one of mine right there. My role in ASI is I'm the ASI Chair Chief of Staff, so I'm one of the 4 executive members on the executive team. So within ASI, we have five entities that we make up, but we're all one big family, all made up by largely students. One of the first things that one of our entities and the first people you'll see if you ever walk into our office in USU 3700 is our front desk team. So these people are the friendly faces that will greet you whenever you visit our office. Like I said, down in the USU 3700, they manage our space, record keepings, and can help with any answer or questions, such when it comes to any of our resources or job opportunities. They will be on the know. And again, they are students. And one of our other ones is Campus Activity Board, known as CAB. And they are our event planning team. So any events that have the ASI name on it, it's probably them. They plan and host amazing events all throughout the year and academic year to engage students on campus. We are always pretty much active on our Instagram and our website, but anything new that pop up, whether it comes to our annual events such as Festival 78 or Tuckwit Nights, that's them right there. So, and then anything down from that to bigger to smaller events that we just come up with, such as our most newest one, blanking on the name. We have a whole bunch of different events, and that's our team. Again, once a team full of students. Activity number 3 is our great career pantry team. So our career pantry is actually fully funded and operated by ASI. The school does not help with it. The system does not help with it. It's fully funded by ASI. And we were actually, it was brought to campus and back in 2019. It's had a couple of stores around the road. And in the short years that we've had it, we are known to have one of the top career pantries throughout food pantries throughout the CSU system. So we're very proud of our little pantry and how far she's come. Through our career pantry, we provide basic needs and resources to CSUSM students completely free of charge. So any student who has an ID can come through once a week to pick up food, any hygiene products, and much more. We are very much trying to have also those hygiene products and school products more available to students, but we will always have food. And those are going to be down, the career pantry is going to be located down in Commons 104. So right next to the bookstore. They're actually open Monday to Thursday from updated 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And any student can come once a week. Then we have our board of directors. So this is where I live. Our board of directors is that student government kind of piece of of ASI that you will always hear from. So the CSU Student Government and Official Student Voice. There are 4 executives. I am one of them, and 16 representatives that sit on a variety of committees across campus to ensure student voice is heard. Like I mentioned, I'm on the Chabs College, and there are 4 colleges throughout CCUSM. 2 representatives from each college sit on our board of directors, along with what we call special directors members, which includes 2 diversity, equity, and inclusion representatives, and 1 veterans representative, and 1 sustainability representative. All of us who make up our board of directors and are constantly fighting for the student voice and government on campus. And the last of our 5 entities is a media and communications team. So this team is a team of graphic designers, social media managers, photographers, videographers who generate content to keep you in the know. So like I said, there's people who even come up with this slideshow, who run our social media, who run our website, and who are frequently seen taking photos and videos of any of our events. Again, a team full of students, except for 1 pro staff member. All of these students are all either just interested in videography, or that's what they want to major in and want to do as a career. So that's one great way to get involved. Aside from that, we also have a couple of volunteer opportunities. These are a little updated, and unfortunately, applications for these volunteer opportunities are closed for this year, but they do reopen every year. One of us being Lobby Corps, and that Lobby Corps team works closely with our board of directors. This team works with the board of directors to advocate for students at the state and local level. So we start off by taking a group of students to work with our local senators, and then we actually take those students up to Sacramento and not only advocate, but also work with other schools in the CSU system and those state senators we've been working with all along to advocate for students at Sacramento. And then we have ASI Crew. So this is pretty new, just new this year. And it's a collaboration between our CAB, which is our Campus Activity Board Planning team, and our MCT team, the Media Communications team. This is a collab between them. So any student who is interested in either or can go ahead and volunteer with them and get some experience that way before they can even before really getting the spot with ASI. Within ASI, we also try to provide some funding opportunities. We can always find more information about this on our website, but we provide 3 different kinds of funding opportunities. One of them being Student Emergency Fund, and this is for students facing any unforeseen financial circumstances. So for example, let's say you have a student who's a commuter and they happen to they commute to school every day and they happen to get a flat tire, but they really can't afford to get a flat tire. Getting a flat tire on your way to school is an unforeseen circumstance. And if they have the receipts and they have the proof, all that good stuff, they can always apply to a student emergency fund, and ASI will try their best to go ahead and at least provide some relief. Then we have our ASI Leadership Fund, which I actually recently just used, and that is for on-campus events and off-campus conferences. So let's say you have a student who is part of a student org or just found out about this really cool conference that they want to go to. But conference tickets are usually pretty expensive, and maybe it's like somewhere they have to drive, buy a plane ticket, whatever. And they need a little bit of funding. ASI Leadership, and that's what the ASI Leadership Fund can do. Just a quick application and then some paperwork to go, and then maybe they can get some funding from ASI. A third one that we do is Sustainability Projects Fund. So this fund works very closely and is actually managed by our sustainability representative, and is for the implementation of sustainable efforts on campus, whether it be an idea from our sustainability representative or from one of your students who just brought up the idea to our ASI members. So a couple frequently asked questions that we get, is it like ASB? Yes and no. You can see that there are some similar components such as like the leadership aspect, but it also covers so much more. It's just like we try to give back with what we can do. So if your student was an ASB and they really like that aspect, want to know more, or want to explore student government side, or just want, and so ASI would be a great fit. But that doesn't mean that just because you can only be an ASI if you like student government. There are so many different ways that you can fit yourself into ASI, and I believe in that way, it's not like ASB. And how can you ask for how you can get involved? You can always check our website and our Instagram, and for any open positions or sign up for volunteer teams. I'm the internship staff, which means that I oversee a lot of these applications, and I'm the one that your student would be contacting and contacting your student when it comes to these kinds of opportunities within ASI. So join us for an event. These events, a lot of them have been throughout the um, fall semester, but these events this sheet kind of goes over some of our yearly events. Our annual events is the first night celebration, which is on the first night of the fall semester. Brush with the Reps was actually a brand new event that one of our board members put on, alternate spring break application. So through our CAB team, we try to send out enough students to go ahead and help out with the charity or have a spring break helping a certain company as a way to also get out during spring break. This year, we are taking our students to, I believe, Sedona, Arizona, and that is very much new, and we try to do it every year, also fully funded by ASI. Cougar Fest also one of our big ones, and the Festival 78 in our spring semester. And just to give a little bit of stats on these events, so for the fall semester, we had 23 events and 2,465 students attended and throughout those events, and average per event was 130 students. The highest attendance so far was a first night celebration. So our first event of the semester, which had 730 students. The majority of students are students who have not attended an ASI event before, so we have a really great retention rate. And 42.3% of our attendance was all first-year students, and 44.6% of our attendance were Hispanic Latinx identifying students, which reflects on the fact that Cal State San Marcos is an HSI, and ASI is doing its best to go ahead and attract those students. So check out our story. If your student ever just go to an event, or if you just want to go ahead and see what we're doing, or want to see what that event was, if you really want to, like, if you were a little too shy to go, but want to get up a little bit to get yourself to go, we do have a photo shelter where photos from all our events go into, so that any student can access them or view them for free and download them if they do happen to find themselves on our photo or in a video from one of our events. And that is a link that's also on our website and free for any student to access. So stay connected. Like I said, we have our website and our Instagram down there. We're always trying to put up opportunities, whether they be within ASI, out campus, or out in town. We have a great social media team who tries their best to put out as many opportunities as possible. And then, of course, our board of directors is always pretty much active in trying to keep our students updated when it comes to CSU system, CSUSM, or just CSSA wise. Like, we are very much wanting to have students be involved and get students involved. So you can find us at our website, at our Instagram at asi.csusm, and our website is at csusm.edu/asi. And then I'm going to go ahead and put our website and the committee interest form. So for any student who possibly does want to get involved within ASI, but maybe your applications are closed, or all the volunteer opportunities are closed, or they see that there's a committee on campus and they really want to join, we also do in what we call student at larges, and again, I oversee them. So that's one way to get involved with ASI as well, and I'd go ahead and leave the link to those in the chat. But other than that, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Karina and Michaela, for your expertise in your specific areas of leadership. This is a wonderful opportunity to not just focus on your students' academics, but also show that we want to help strengthen your students' ability and practice leadership and what a safe environment Cal State San Marcos can provide. I'm going to stop the recording right now so that we can go into the Q&A portion of this evening's session.